Welcome to White Regis TV film review and preview. I'm Andrew Wright. This week, Captain America: Brave New World came out on home video. The film is the 35th film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The film stars Anthony Mackie, Danny Ramirez, Carl Lumley, Tim Blake Nelson, and Harrison Ford. The film revolves around Mackie's Sam Wilson, who took up the mantle of Captain America at the end of the Disney Plus miniseries Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and it also deals with the emergence of Celestial Island, which happened at the end of the Eternals film, with Celestial Island being the MCU's source of adamantium. So the film revolves around Wilson investigating a conspiracy involving Harrison Ford's American president Ross, as a recast of the late William Hurt, who played the role in The Incredible Hulk and Captain America: Civil War. So the film was originally released back in February to box office disappointment and mixed reviews from critics, but I actually happen to quite like it. I thought, it was a bit short. It was too short. It was too rushed. And plus, it's evident Marvel has never known what to do with the Hulk catalogue of characters. They've just never known what to do with that. But Mackie and Ford's performances were great, and I really liked the gritty, paranoid nature of the film. It brought me back to Marvel films like that I liked, like Winter Soldier and Dark Phoenix. So I gave it 3.5 stars out of 5, and that's that's actually pretty impressive for me, because I was actually looking forward to this more than I'm looking forward to Thunderbolts. Releasing in cinemas this weekend is the new Wes Anderson film, The Phoenician Scheme. The film is an espionage black comedy and stars Benicio del Toro as a wealthy businessman who appoints his only daughter, who is a nun, as the sole heir of his estate, but they find themselves targeted by scheming tycoons, foreign terrorists, and determined assassins. So the film also has an ensemble cast with some big names like Tom Hanks, Bryan Cranston, Jeffrey Wright, Scarlett Johansson, Benedict Cumberbatch, and Bill Murray playing God for some reason. So it premiered this week in Cannes, and it's releasing early in the UK this weekend. It's got good reviews, but I have to be honest, I saw the trailer. I didn't like it. I didn't like the trailer. I just thought it was silly and taking itself... It was both trying to be silly, but also taking itself far too seriously while being silly. The Phoenician Scheme is in UK cinemas now, ahead of a worldwide release next week. Releasing on Apple TV Plus this weekend is the adventure heist film Fountain of Youth from director Guy Ritchie. The film stars John Krasinski and Natalie Portman and revolves around a pair of estranged siblings who go on a journey to find the mythical Fountain of Youth. The film has been compared to Indiana Jones during its marketing campaign, but I haven't seen any reviews for it yet. I generally tend to forget to check reviews before I film, so... Fountain of Youth is streaming on Apple TV Plus now. Also releasing this weekend, but this time on Netflix, is the slasher horror film Fear Street Prom Queen, the 4th installment of the film series based on R.L. Stine's Fear Street books, which are originally adapted as a trilogy of movies in 2021 that released every week. Prom Queen stars India Fowler, Susanna Son, Fina Straza, Chris Klein, and Catherine Waterston. And it's set in 1988 and revolves around a group of it girls who are campaigning to be elected prom queen in the upcoming prom. But after an unusual nominee emerges in the race, the other candidates begin to vanish without a trace. So, like Fountain of Youth, reviews aren't available for me reviews aren't available when I'm writing, because streaming reviews don't come out until release day, which is the 23rd. So they'll already be out by the time you're watching this. Fear Street Prom Queen is streaming on Netflix now. I know I talked about it last week, but this week, Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning was released in cinemas. The film is the 8th and likely final installment in the series. The film stars Tom Cruise as Ethan Hunt, with the film revolving around Hunt and his team racing across the world to stop a rogue AI from falling into the wrong hands. The film also stars Hayley Atwell, Ving Rhames, Simon Pegg, and Angela Bassett, reprising their roles from previous entries in the franchise. So the film's received nearly 80% positive reviews from critics, who praise the film's action, scope, and the fact that the film works as a sentimental send-off for Cruise's Ethan Hunt. But I have heard that the first hour of the film is very boring. And so be aware, I need to rewatch Dead Reckoning because I didn't really like it when I watched it. But I need to rewatch it before I watch Final Reckoning, which is in cinemas now. Also released in cinemas this week was Lilo and Stitch, a live-action remake of the 2002 animated film. The film stars Chris Sanders reprising his role as Stitch, but he's more known for directing the animated film The Wild Robot, which came out last year, and he also directed the original Lilo and Stitch film. But the live-action film, like the animated film, revolves around a lonely human girl named Lilo who adopts a dog-like alien named Stitch, who's being pursued. He's being pursued. So the reviews for the film have been mostly positive, who praise the film for recapturing the charm of the original. And in the reviews have put it as one of the better Disney live-action remakes. Lilo and Stitch is in cinemas now. That's all I have for this week, but be sure to check back next week. I don't precisely know a lot of what I'll be talking about next week, because it's a very sparse week, but I will definitely be talking about Karate Kid Legends. Now back to Gary in the studio. See you next time. No, not back to Gary in the studio, Force of Habit, sorry. But yeah, see you next time.